connections. Let's talk about it. In my line of work, people get connections confused all the time. And I'm talking about spiritual connections, not like your Wi-Fi or your Bootz mobile phone that still needs to be connected so you can watch the show in HD, girl. Talking about connections like soulmate connections, twin flame connections, karmic connections. What the fuck are these damn things? Okay, so let's talk about it. A soulmate connection is a puzzle piece that fits you like a motherfucking glove. Okay, this is a connection that might not always be as easy to obtain, but it is worth it when it is obtained. Have you ever been in love before? That is the precursor to the soulmate connection. Both parties have to be aligned with their pineal glands, that's their third eye, and they also have to be aligned in not only their belief, but their alignment with God, okay? The other chakras, they become in alignment based upon the puzzle piece fitting together with the individual that is the soulmate of the other individual. These connections are typically new, okay? These connections typically are spawned in what this carnation of your spirit needs in a particular lifetime, okay? Now, a lot of spiritual people get this shit confused with twin flames. A twin flame is not your soulmate. Let me repeat that. A twin flame is not your soulmate. Okay. It is not. Okay. A twin flame is almost like the identical puzzle piece that you are. So let's go back to the metaphor, okay? Soulmate connections, two puzzle pieces that fit together. Twin flame connections, the puzzle piece is extremely similar, and unless the front part matches the back part, it's like motherfucking cat dog on Nickelodeon. Okay. It's a lot of friction when two twin flames do come into contact with each other. For instance, me and Ajna Sarah. We are indeed twin flames, and it's interesting because we're in the same line of work, and that typically does not happen with twin flames. So I think it's more prone to happen because we're both spiritually conscious individuals. But we are not necessarily a mirror of each other, but a refraction of each other. And if you know what I'm talking about, you've watched the movie Annihilation on Netflix. It's a fucking good movie. Typically, twin flame energies are like magnets that are charged with the same polarity. What happens when two magnets with the same charge come into contact with each other? I'll wait. We ain't dumb. Somebody asked for the vape information.
Who is saying that? Who said that?
Okay, so typically they're either congruent in the same space. The energy of romance is phenomenally explosive, beautiful, archaic. Multitudes of earthquakes and volcanoes going off. I mean, it's so good you don't want the shit no more.
I'm going to jail.
Whereas a soulmate connection, you can like lust after that for as long as you have your partner. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Like that's ooey gooey, you know. It's Funky Republic, bitch, and I'm smoking a wild berry. Now, let's also explore the philosophy of karmic relations. Karmic relationships are connections that have already manifested in the ether somewhere. It can be on this timeline, it can be on another timeline, it can be in a whole nother dimension. But this is basically a connection that has been fostered before. Have you ever met somebody and you just automatically started repeating it, like completing each other's sentences, or you eat the same things, or you have the same food allergies, or you have the same birthmark? You have a karmic relationship with that person. You probably do not share blood in this life, and typically karmic relationships are platonic. They're not necessarily romantic unless you got a friends with benefits because you a hoe.
Dick do be tasting better after it come out my.
Okay, now also when twin flames conceive a child, that child is normally bad as hell.
Woo, that'll do it. You don't have to worry about me. You do not have to worry about me.
The child is usually further advanced, so they get bored in school, so they act out, i.e. me. Okay, they are more prone to be on the spectrum, so to speak. It's because it's almost like spiritual incest, you know, and what happens is the spiritual perception of the child is affected by the energies being congruent with twin flames. When a soulmate has a baby, babies are typically beautiful, and the mother and father are typically ugly. I'm just kidding. You know, that's a spin-off of They Say Two Ugly People Have a Pretty Baby. I never heard it. And then there are like doppelganging twins, people who like look identical to you, but they're like another race. But that's a whole nother philosophy of thought. That goes to the theory of creationism, cloning, and genetic manipulation. But that's for another time here, you know. Finish her. So to end this off, just be very conscious of the connections that you are facilitating with people and label them correctly, because if you label a twin flame, which is really your soulmate or relationship, you're going to start acting on that twin flame energy and arguments and chaos. And yes, it's as simple as a label or a misconstruing of titling when it comes to spirituality. Okay? If you are curious about what connections you have facilitated with somebody, come see somebody like me. Go face, nigga! Because I will definitely get you together.